What is good, hunters? Welcome back to Way of the Hunter. Today we're going to be growing some animals. I got some wildebeest here that I want to start shaping and growing. It seems like a rather young herd. Let's get a closer look. So the first way to differentiate the blue from the black, these are blacks because of the way the horns look. It basically sits on top of their head and it sort of curls upwards, sort of outwards. So the blue ones, their horns are almost like cows. They kind of grow out to the sides and up. So you can tell these are blacks based on the way the horns look. Now for the males, we can definitely see their genitals just under their tummy there, so we can tell we got a nice male here. There seems to be some difference in size. I'm not sure if, if it's a female or not. But it's a little tricky to judge age, and I'm thinking that guy over there seems to be mature. That's lying down. This guy looks pretty young. I can tell by the horns. They're very, very thin. Yeah, this is a rather very, very young herd. And I'm a little skeptical about taking one out without using a collar. So let's do that. Let's see if we get a response here. Wind should be good, so I don't have to worry about that. And that's the tricky part, is actually trying to differentiate these guys, because I've made a list of animals that we can and cannot judge or field judge effectively. Especially the predators. We can't really tell those animals apart at all, so it's pretty much a guessing game unless you're using hunter sense. Pretty challenging, I'll tell you that. Trying to get a 5-star from one of those predators, or any animal for that matter, pretty challenging, but it's such a great experience. So I think we got one guy here coming in. Maybe two. That's a pretty big guy over there, but this herd seems pretty young, so. But this herd looks pretty young, so that's a good starting point. Definitely want to see if I can get a 5-star out of this herd. So I'm going to keep an eye on them. The lodge is pretty close by up here, so not that far. Let's take a look at what's coming in here. Yeah, so their horns are pretty thin, so we can assume that these guys are young. Maybe adults. Yeah, and the hair that's under their stomach there doesn't look that long or developed. So I think we got 3 of them coming in, so we'll take this guy since he's closer. That was a beautiful shot. Yeah, and he's down. Got some Cape buffaloes over there. So I'm very curious to see what genetics we get just outside of the lodge here, because this is not a very high habitat. It's more like a secondary. Yep, so it's a black wildebeest. That's a beautiful shot. Great penetration. 49 meters out. Came in pretty close. We destroyed that heart. We got the left lung. We got artery. Like, serious damage. So we got a 47% 1-star. And if we take a look, we can see that the hair again under the stomach is not fully developed. Under the chin, the horns are not really developed. We can see it's a male for sure. So he's an adult. Yeah, so we judged correctly. So we got 47%. I'm willing to bet that this herd is it's a pretty good herd. That's how I judge what's in the herd, generally, is that I take out one of the animals from the herd with a collar, and I kind of look at what percentage of genetics it is. And that kind of gives me an idea of, okay, we got a fairly high genetic herd here. Now, it doesn't always mean that, because he could be the only one that has that level of genetic there, but it's something to go on. So I know we had those capes over there. I don't know where they went. So I made the rounds a little, and I was passing by and I noticed either the herd is back or this is a different herd. Because I just shot one of the guys from here. Let's do some call and see if we get a response here. Very curious to see if this is the same herd, because I doubt they'll be back here so soon. Because when I made the shot, they ran that way, and I doubt that they would come back here. But it seems like we got one coming in. That's interesting. I never had that happen before. Where either I shot a herd and they run away and they come back, or a new herd is sharing the zone. So I think we got two coming in. Doubt this is the same herd, is it? There can't be that much bad genetics in here. Maybe there is. That's some nice horns on that guy, for sure. So that was a good shot. Shouldn't be going too far. Let's keep an eye on him. Yeah, he's running pretty far, so I don't think we got a good shot on the lungs there. So he didn't run that far. I didn't think he would run this far, but I thought he would have dropped at least before he went over that ridge. But the other herds went over that hill, so I definitely want to follow up on them, since we know that another male responded to a call, so I guess we can stick with this herd for now. But let's see what we have here. So the last one was what, 47%? Let's see what we have here. So that's 48 meters out. Seems like we barely missed the heart. And this guy is 34%. So yeah, I think overall we have a decent herd here. Everybody is on the higher end of 30. So we'll take it. So the herd went just over this hill. Let me see if I can catch up to them. Usually I don't really pursue a herd like this, because I'm creating a lot of hunting pressure here. And this is what happens, is that when you shoot too many animals from this zone, they're going to move away from this zone. So I don't expect to see them here by tomorrow. I doubt it very much. It works in my favor because I definitely want to follow this herd and remove some more bad genetics. So in a situation like this, I will push it. I will push the limits, because it will only benefit me in the long run. So I just came over the hill and I found the herd. So we're going to try calling them again. Because this is great, because we're actually having an effective calling going on here, because sometimes you don't even know how much bad genetics are in a herd, right? You may shoot one or two and you might move on, but then you realize here, as we're seeing, there's multiple. But this is the last one I'll shoot from here. So this will be the third that we're removing, and I think the rest of the herd should be good, should be in good standings. And we're just going to let them grow. So we're just going to let a couple days pass, maybe 2 or 3 days. Let a year pass, and we're going to come back and take a look at them. Sort of document what we see. How many males are in the herd? How do their horns look? The mane that's under their stomachs? How much hair has grown? And kind of see, judge from there. Because that's all we have to go on. Some of it is guessing, some of it you can see. So it's a nice balance. I thought I saw one of the guys coming in, unless there's a ridge there that he's just behind. But we'll be patient and see how this develops. Yeah, there he is. So I wasn't crazy. Yeah, so that's still a pretty decent size herd. I can see some potentials here. This guy, that's for sure. So it's definitely worth checking up on. So this guy's within good range. Let's take him out. It's not the greatest herd. You don't want to sleep on these bad herds also, because they help the entire region, right? The whole genetic pool. Beautiful shot. You should not be going anywhere far. And this is really the gameplay loop that you want to be doing, is that you want to take your time and really remove bad genetics. And as you can see, it's taking us a little while to do that. Very immersive gameplay. There's this notion that there isn't much to do in this game, but when you really slow it down and take your time, like, you see how much work that's, needed to be done. So 32 meters out, obviously we smoked him. Clipped that hard, got some lung damage. Yeah, we destroyed that. And again, we got 39%. So this has to be a good herd. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to take any other animals out, because I don't think there'll be any more to really respond. That's going to be responding to my caller. So I'm going to have to close it on that and say, you know what? This herd is good. And now I can actually, reveal these other areas, and I'm going to work other herds that is within this vicinity. Because that's what we have to do. We can't just focus on a couple of herds that's here. We want to actually go around and really get into all of these regions. Work these herds. So what I do is that I never really skip time. Right now it's at 10:28 a.m. I allow that time to sit, and I spend the entire day going around the area and cleaning up my herds. This gives me enough time to be efficient and to make sure that I'm really getting other herds in the vicinity, which maximizes my efficiency. Especially on Ranger, we need to have a lot of time to observe our animals and really make an informed decision. We don't have the luxury of 100%. So the process takes a bit longer, a lot more involved, and it's fun. This is awesome gameplay. And it's something I really want a lot of players to experience, if that's what you're into. I know a lot of players don't have time. They got kids, they got work. Some just want to come home, grab a beer and relax. They don't want to be bothered with this type of, deep kind of thinking of gameplay, and that's fine. But for those looking for something different, something more involved, Ranger, you can't go wrong. Very, very immersive, deep kind of gameplay. So I'm going to leave the episode there. I'll be doing some more on this series. It's going to be a long series where we actually grow and shape our herds. I'll be doing this on Ranger and on Hunter. So for players who want to use Hunter Sense, they can also follow along. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening.